Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Oh man, it is pretty hot right now, but it's okay. I will live, I will survive. I have water next to me. And yes, of course, Scorching Dream. That is what I'm on. Perfect. That represents the weather real good. And recap to last stream. Well, in the beginning, reads on her adventure. She sees some sad boy and his pals, rescues them, gives them some medicine. Then she's abandoned. She almost gets taken in by the police, basically. But then she beats him up and runs away with the others. And then when they go to another town, some of the sad boys' buddies decide, you know what, I want to loot. Look, there's a caravan, let's go loot it. But behold, there is Chen and Bagpipe. And of course they can't beat Chen and Bagpipe, they're OP. But it's okay, it was just a misunderstanding. They reunite, then they continue on their adventure. And also, the hay smells amazing here. Great recap, right? So, Scorching Dream. Oh yeah, and also there's that cute-looking schoolboy character, and Harmony. And Harmony's loved by so many people.
Guys, I see people ahead. There's army. That way, 7 o'clock?
Oh, no worries, we got the message. But are you sure that's what you saw? There's not a hint of human life anywhere in these parts. Why would the army be patrolling out here? Hand me the binoculars. There's very little terrain nearby that would conceal us. Everyone, please hide here for the moment. I'll go with you. I know the Victorian army more thorough than you, nah? Thank you.
Selman, come take a look. If I crouch under this rock, the enemy won't see me from any angle, will they? Ha! Not half bad. Good then. God, we go through the waste for 4 days without a peep. No catastrophe or savage beasts. And then we hit a roadblock at the very end. Just our luck, you figure. Now stop sticking your head out. Keep low like with the rest of us. It's been so long. You still don't trust Reed's lot? No, as a matter of fact. It's the bland type like her I least trust. She only wants to do stuff that doesn't offend nobody. That way, if she ever makes a mistake, it won't really be her fault. You bloody... You just don't like her stopping us from going to Dublin. Maybe. But I don't say nothing to you neither, do I?
Confirmed. It's a small-scale Victorian deployment, but judging by their equipment, it's not from a nearby barracks. Their weapons are highest caliber. If we fought, there's very little chance we'd win. They might not be searching for us, but just in case, we'd better hide ourselves. Based on their current advance, they won't catch sight of us.
You don't give me lip for what I say because nobody listens to what I say. Anyhow, I'm jealous of how she's taken over my show. Those troops are coming closer. Budge over. Give me a good position to watch them. I'm begging you. Don't cause trouble now. What's happening? Are they scuffling? Some group ambushed them at a pass. So if we'd not stopped to hide just now, we would have been sprung too. Who was waiting there? Hey, I can't make it out too clearly, but those clothes they're wearing look a bit like Selman's, don't they? That's gotta be Dublin, right?
I'm guessing it's the zombies.
Dublin. One dawn 8 months ago, just after I'd finished work, I was eating breakfast in a cafe in County Peninsula. A voice came from my radio. It said, with their flames, they would cleanse Victoria of filth. In the name of the Tyrans, they would declare war in Victoria. They called themselves Dublin. Just a bunch of greedy thugs trying to give themselves a title. Thugs? The ones common sense would identify as thugs more or less all died in County Hillock. Someone intended on using an entire city of Tehran to test a Tehran-born duke, but didn't anticipate the leader of Dublin conversely exploiting that. After the conclusion of the incident, Dublin successfully purged all unstable elements in the city, and further gained the surrounding Tehran populace's support, escaping intact directly under Victoria's nose. Dublin's leader is undeniably well-versed in the behavior of nobility. It's no wonder, considering her background and her hidden supporters. That leader and her intelligence personnel are both fully aware it was the barracks that shelled the masses with their dirty bombs, and being why the truth of the County Hillock incident will never be traced nor pursued. However, I've read the reports, all the reports. Some say the Dublin leader that appeared in County Hillock on that day is more than one person. That doesn't match up with the other intel we got from the Dukes. Have you seen these two jigsaw puzzles? They're exactly the same. As long as the forms are identical, they can fill in the same holes, and the moment you put them together like this, most people who cast an eye would treat one piece like the other's shadow. Shadow? So that's why you suspect the previous arson case, the one tied to Dublin. It was only a suspicion at first. It was until the reaction from that Harmony feline fed me some interesting information. Who knew the Duke of Wellington would actually turn a blind eye to King Gale's other descendant walking freely in the wilds?
If I was infected, would I still drink coffee? Yes. Just like how... Like my dad, I think he has diabetes or pre-diabetes, but he still eats lots and lots of sugar. He just has to take medicine to suppress the bad stuff. So I would still drink coffee, even with erypathy.
Madam, as you predicted, someone took the people from those farming households in for questioning this morning. I looked into it. They weren't wearing barracks uniform. It seems they're not part of the nearby patrol at all.
Say, if I asked for a holiday and went out traveling, what would the better location be? Lithuanian or Kashmirish? Or maybe I'll run off even farther. Just maybe. Like my good friend from the school days. I'll take a trip to Yan.
I don't understand what you mean.
Forget it. We'll be caught in a snare if we don't tiptoe. But either way, we do need to remedy this as best as we can. Ensuring her safety is priority number one.
You mean?
My dear friend, Lovshini.
You sure she's the one they're looking for?
Well, can you be sure she's not? We've got no other choice. Who let her be the leader too? We can't allow her to fall into anyone else's hands, especially not the Duke of Casters. Come now, we need to pay the Brigadier a visit.
Selman, what do we do? You said you'd take us to a shelter with the Dublin squad, and now they're right here in front of us, fighting with Vic's army. My gut says we should head in and help the Tehran's troops. My brain says we need to show some loyalty before we join them. I mean, right? No. What are you people on about? We'd never beat those servicemen. And besides, what would Reed's lot think? They're hiding over there. They're not that near us. Maybe they won't see what we're doing. Oh god, down goes another. We can't just sit here watching Tehrans get beat to death, can we? Fionn, take a look behind. How are Reed's bunch reacting to this? All men, pull back. Prioritize shaking pursuit. Our investigatory mission is complete. We can't waste our time here. Dublin's deployed far too many diversions. Captain, human activity at 3 o'clock. Who are they? Seemingly normal refugees with improvised weapons. Initiate contact. Confirm the true situation. All men, prepare to fight on 2 fronts. Beware the possibility of Dublin's regular forces disguising as civilians.
Hey, what's he doing poking his head out from the bunker? Oh, the unit noticed him. They're coming over. I'll try and see about negotiating with them. I'll tell them it's all civilians here.
No. Tara's local barracks would never trust civilians. They've never protected us before. Hi there. We're Tyrans. We want to join Dublin.
Yeah, it's a zombie.
Hello? What the hell? Fall back. Retreat ASAP. These two units are attacking us simultaneously. But aren't Dublin meant to be defending Tyrans? I can't give you a response. All I know is these soldiers are already dead. Standard POW driver Spear. Voiver, you're ex-Tempest platoon personnel, aren't you?
Oh? Have we met before? Well, since we're not strangers, it makes things easier. We're not an ambush, and we've got nothing to do with Dublin either. You've gotten the wrong idea about us.
Ha, surprise, surprise. That Fisher boy only sent me out here to follow a trail. And here we run into his true goal head first. No, I'd wager he sent me here specifically to wait until you ran into us. Bagpipe, why are you protecting the Tyrans?
Because that's our duty, right? The Tyrans are Victorians too. If we cleared up the misunderstanding, are we able to cease fire? Attacking civilians is a violation of military discipline.
What gives you the continued right to say that?
What's wrong with me?
You seem not to be duly aware of the situation here.
Oh, excuse me, I'm very well aware. My friend said you wouldn't protect Tehran civilians, and I've just confirmed that she was right. You're the same as that old Colonel Hamilton back in County Hillock, nah? Ugh, Hamilton. So even though I'm discharged, I'm positive now, I still have to fulfill Victorian serviceman's duty and do what you're not willing to do. Defend these civilians' lives.
Then let me ask, have you ever inquired into that white-haired voiver's identity? Come on, let's go, Selmon.
Anu, hello?
Everyone's looking to escape. No. Ugh, now's not the time to be stubborn. I know this is hard to take, but what Jen said seems true, so let's get away for now. Come on, survive first, then we can talk after. Who's that you're staring at? Wait, it can't be.
Aw, they recognize that zombie.
Bro.
There, Fionn. Your wound is like last time's. It's not too severe. But it'll still hurt.
That's whatever. As long as I don't see blood, anything else flies with me. Coward, you said you'd help Selmon. All you've done is scarp her with her on your shoulders. Nothing wrong with that. At least we made it out. All of us made it out. Reed, I need to ask something. I've been wanting to ask it all day. You and your friends seem to be professionals with this stuff, but I still just don't get. Why do you say those Dublin people are dead? Is there any off chance they're sleepwalking? Maybe it's that witchcraft from the legends that makes people lose their consciousness? Just on the off chance that they are sleepwalking, we could go wake them up.
We can't. I wish I could provide you with some consolation, but it's the unique originium arts I recognize.
Alright. I'm just a little frightened myself. What's someone gonna think, though?
If I was alone with Fionn, would it be good company to converse? I mean, I'd be silent. For the most part, if I don't know someone, I won't talk. Like, I'm happy just I'm satisfied sitting in silence. And if Fionn tries to talk to me, then I would respond. But would I make the first initiative? Maybe not, depending, actually. Like, if a person is struggling at an arcade of how to play something, I'll offer to help them. Or if they forget something, then I'm like, hey, excuse me, you forgot your thing. But otherwise, usually I'm just like, okay, I mind my own business, you mind your business, okay.
What's wrong with her? Oh, go on and tell, Fion. We all know her. You're the one watching her for her since the beginning. She's a good girl. We wouldn't have come with her otherwise. The truth is, I actually know her because she robbed me once. We sat down and got talking with one another in the end, of course. She just wanted a pair of sturdy boots. Her brother was out in the snow that winter with half his soles worn through. Feet frostbitten, something hideous. So you gave her yours? No, actually. Her brother went out to Dublin. I was only in time to cover for them. Couldn't do them any solid boots quickly enough. Fact is, she's been out here this whole time looking for her brother.
Aw, that's sad then. Poor bro. Now he's just a zombie.
What? She brought us to join Dublin just for that? No, it's more than that. She wanted to join Dublin along with her brother. She just ran away on the way there. That was 2 years ago. Think how tough it must have been on her, catching up to her brother today. Say, how do you think my family's doing? They're still back living in the village. It's about time they replace the roofing straw. Once we find a place to stop over, I'm getting a messenger to ask how they're doing. It's alright, I'm sure they're fine. I'll help you find that messenger. Come then. Grand. But where are we going? We chased the Dublin squad that was all dead people. And Selma's not found her own. Where should we head now? Reed, what do you... Reed? Where'd you go?
Fion, guys, just come to my outpost. You can work there. You'll get a dormitory, you'll get food.
13, 14, 15. 3 less than that in the day. I just don't get it. What kind of Origini Marts is this? Makes me sick looking at it.
She squats behind a boulder looking around. The soldiers keep marching for their heart's destination, upon the twilight wilds. The colors of the Dublin uniform fade beneath layers of mud and soil. They seem as if held in a silhouette, one lit by a glimmer from somewhere unknown.
I just need to pounce then retreat, and I'll be fine.
100 meters. They turn to walk straight for the boulder Selman hides behind. Out of those 3, I'd probably talk to, initiate a conversation with Chien. I'd be like, yo, girl, your sword looks cool. And also, where'd you get your outfit?
He's at the back of the squad. Looks like he didn't get to be the leader. Made himself out so bloody big in all his letters. They're headed for... yeah. Same direction as the letter said.
50 meters. Selma clenches a wooden cudgel in her fist.
It's the city you're heading for. Is the city you're heading for that important to you? Who's telling you to head on? You'd still go even if you died? Even though you're being battered by wind and rain, and all these people one after another, you'd still go?
30 meters. She remembers the first time she saw Dublin's troops 2 years ago. They told her, once she was decided she would come to them, the leader would give all Terrans a place to survive.
I'm sorry. I never could be as sure as you were. You never looked back, but I did.
She rushes out. Like those Victorian soldiers in the daytime did, like Chien did. These people that have ceased to be can be knocked down again, so long as every attack comes swiftly enough, ferociously enough. Until they'll sleep peacefully in the soil of Tara, never called to stand again. The soldier does not fall. He merely stumbles for a moment from the blow to the neck, and then swiftly spins around, pulling out his sword. He is ghastly silent. Man, I feel like Selman has pretty good instincts in that case. She's like, yeah, I ain't going with them. Nah, I'm getting some bad vibes. That's why she second-guessed herself. Understandable. Especially after seeing this outcome. He is ghastly silent.
You lot, out of my way. I'll send you all right back with them. No, I will. I'll do it. I was just here to find my brother, but you're all the same.
Silently attacks.
Pissed right off. At least say something. Grr. Square. That was... Ha, bloody hell. Head, chest. It's just not enough, is it?
Her cudgel flies out of her hand, blocking the next attack. And in that moment, the soldier's mask falls off. She feels a sort of illusion for a moment, as if the way he brandishes his weapon slows for a fraction of an instant, as if her brother is about to give him both his hands, like when Victoria's police accosted them in younger times, shielding her in his embrace. And then she sees his familiar face all so clearly. His forehead drips no blood, and his eyes turn no look to his little sister. Those eyes gaze to the distant, vague horizon, a range of firelight longing, burning within. Just like the night he decided he'd seek out Dublin. And Dublin's soldiers surround them. Someone blankly, dazedly, reaches a hand out to the man before her. Admiration, aspiration, guilt, regret. All swallowed up by the ice-cold fire that her fingertips brush. Fear. All she is left with is fear. The fear of that longing, maniacal, burning unto death. And before time can move again, flames blaze high, incandescent sparks blossoming into the night sky. So close her fingers could almost touch, a flame blooms forth, and vanishes again before she can grasp it. The soldier falls over to the ground, and never makes another whisper. That's sad though, she wanted to just see her bro again. But she did, but at what cost? So that's cute how her first reaction is that she wanted to give him like an eternal rest. That is nice of her. Like heck, if my bro became a zombie, I wouldn't be that nice. Yeah, I would not be as nice at all. Let's see, I will face him here, because why not? I would just leave him as a zombie, as terrible that sounds. Okay, I'll face him here. Not too bad. I just gotta bring out Chen and then my lovely Susie. And you know, let's see, I'll put her here. And then her here. Yes, that works out. Oof, not hidden enough by the grass. My bad. And there. Everything's good now. This would make life easier to farm. I was debating using all of my sanity, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna unlock better farming stages tonight. And I gotta charge my phone. So then if the power goes out, at least I'll have some entertainment. I'll be farming, just farming. And I still gotta update my Star Rail app. Oh, my energy in that game. Kinda oof that I didn't get to use it all, but it's okay. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. Not too bad. Oh man, I can't wait to see all the fun puddles. I'm expecting some giant puddles and watching birds play in them. Are you scared of my fire? But your fire is the same as mine, Love Shinny. It will burn forever. Trying to smother its glow, to extinguish it, is futile. You needn't fear it being seen. Why don't you let those who see it fear it? And I'll try at least one multi-poper blade, because why not? Heck, maybe if I'm extra lucky I can just max out my Sushang. I know that in my body is a fire. If I feel for it, I can feel it burning me. After so long, the pain of it comes to me even before my thoughts do. Our parents warned us to take these flames we were born with and swallow them down, hide them away, and never let them be seen by anyone. But I knew how my sister would secretly burn whatever she didn't want, and then she'd get something better for it. Can I do that too? Dad, can you take me to the bookshop? That morning, I thought I'd try acting like her, talking to my parents in her tone of voice. Every time she told them what she wanted, they'd agree with panic, like they were being burnt, yet with love. She and I had the same appearance and voice, and wore the same clothes, so why couldn't I disguise myself as her? I want to read the sequel to the Steam Knights adventures, since I don't want anyone asking me, how come a Victorian wouldn't like stories about the Steam Knights?
Tomorrow, Lopshini. Your mom and dad are exhausted for today.
Dad, did you recognize me?
Of course. How could I ever mix up my own two daughters?
I only realized after that snowy night that he didn't say yes because what I wanted was far too small. She wouldn't have gone begging to our parents just for a new book. I followed behind her, running as fast as I could. The bells to reunite sounded, yet we no longer could go home. Eblana, where are we going? Where do you want to go? I don't know. Nowhere's home, so go knock on any old door. You just need to be honest to whoever opens it and tell them that we have no home to go back to on this snowy, festive night. No matter how cold they are, surely, they'll sympathize with two children. Go, Lofshini. Don't be afraid. I'm watching over you. Under the glow of icy purple flames, I knocked haltingly on the first door. The flames had taken the lives of those we hated so only moments ago, but I wondered so badly if those flames would come to kill me instead if I did anything wrong. But what did Sir do wrong? I heard there was a play being put on in the Turan's neighborhood, hence why on such a snowy night, Sir never came home for being so late. My sister made me sit down in his study. She simply warmly stared at me, and never answered my question straight. I knew she was very disappointed in me. I should have been able to reach my own answers. He taught us to ruin the lives of the innocent, to stir the schism between the Turans and Victorians. He even plotted his fallen opponent's murder, just like those Victorians killed our parents. So taking his life was what we were meant to do. My sister could always do the right things, while I never could. She gifted her spear to me, yet every time I gripped it, that pike burning with flames, I shivered. Just as I did now. Am I right? No, Lovshini. Death is merely there to guide him to his dreams. He showered us in conspiracy and political trickery, killed us of our freedom and dignity. That was detestable, yet is all that is. Man, just because of the art, I want to say that Eblana is the hotter sister. I know they're twins, and that's really bad to say right now, but yo, she just looks so cool. Well, I would say like Love Shinny is adorable. She's the cute sister, while she's like the dommy mommy sister. And that's when Eblana burns me up in her flames for saying that out loud. It was worth it. He showered us in conspiracy and political trickery, filled us of our freedom and dignity. Vow is detestable, yet the test is all that is. But even while he'd mastered his methods, his sights were set too narrow. That's what was truly regrettable. And Eblana, she looks so cold and cool. And, again, on the hotter side. I mean, there's flames! He wanted little more than the control of a brittle, fantasy nation, with a serving as the puppets that would crown him. The power I look to have in my hands is far grander than the daydreams of that madman. What about you, Love Shinny? What do you want? Yes, it's good that your blood and your upbringing have you carry yourself high. But if you want for nothing, then what sort of position am I meant to leave on my side for you? Go on. This is your wish on that snowy night. I'll let you aspire as grand as you want. I didn't answer. I only had the tiniest dream, like the warm fire of a hearth. I didn't dare answer. No matter, my sister. If you don't know where your own desires lie, then first become me. From here on, you and I are both the leader. Intently, that flame watched me, and I became her shadow. Ah, have you been after me all this time? Since when? No. I simply heard from Fionn that you'd seen your brother in that squad of parted Dublin. I guess you'd come here yourself. Hello. It's not as if it's any of your business. I've been searching, all this way, for these dead controlled by arts. I want them to find peace. And I can accomplish that, just as you saw just now. Gone are the marching footfalls of soldiers. The barons turn silent. Neither of them say a word. After a while, Selman squats down, brushes the dirt off the mask, and carefully places it on the soldier's face. Do I see that as genuine or manipulation? I say both. Like, at first it's manipulation, but if she does find like her answers, then it turns genuine. Meddling little Fionn. Did he tell you about the first time I ever saw Dublin? We were in the city, me and my brother. If we were in good moods, we'd line to see if any of the pubs needed last-minute waiters, or what have you. If we were in bad moods, we'd hit Vicky's windows with our catapults. Couldn't tell you if all the nobles are Vicky's, to be honest. I just knew the ones who drove us off the ag plate was. Then one day, there was this injured woman lying in the alley who shouted at me in Tehran, wanted me to deliver a letter for her. We guessed who she was. I delivered it, and found her a place to hide. I told her, out of all the scummiest Victorians in the city, the number one would be that one, with a tiny mustache who called all the decrees. Bloody, originium product taxes, alcohol taxes to target Tehran drunks, ordinances to round up unemployed Tehrans and house them in one place. He was the one on telly, delivering all that. And then, there was the army man stationed in the alleys. I couldn't do anything but watch him beat all those people to death. And if I'd stared at him a moment more, he would have taken me away.
If she and her Spectre Force wanted marks to attack, then those two had to be on the list. But I was wrong. She responded, it wasn't Dublin's aim to retaliate against Victorians in Tehran's stead. My brother told her which noble had the biggest house, which had the poshest dinner parties, which had a treasure hoard enough to arm an army, support a plate's farmers. That was even more wrong, she said. Dublin wasn't stealing from the Victorians to give to the Tehrans. And she said, if all we do is kill a few people and seat ourselves in their positions, it won't make things better for the Tehrans. It'll just make us become them. Just like how Tehrans who learned Victorian etiquette, copied Victorian accents, could pass as Victorian nobles. Then, did she tell you what it was Dublin wanted? Huh, nope. But my brother had it all figured out afterwards, so we decided to join Dublin and went following them on the info they left behind. We left the nomadic city, heading for a settlement close by. It was along the way there I suddenly remembered how Dublin disposed of their eyewitnesses. I was scared for my life, so scared I felt I had to run. It's not as if I hate every last Victorian, you know. And if I don't hate them, I'm not prepared to make them bleed. But there's no alternative to it. I don't like saying this, but Dublin is an army, and the one thing armies face is war. I know, of course I know. Rationally, I know they're in the right. What's wrong is I can't do it. How come I can't do what my brother could? How could he be so sure while I had to run? How could he put up with dying and burning after death while I can't even stand seeing him turn out this way? How can she stand up from the ashes while I can only shrink into her shadow and weep? Loshini, what is it you want? I wrote for you what my life knew in terms of love and dreaming too. But in your burning ecstasy, there was no place to hold them. What? You're not reciting poetry, are you? Are you serious at me? Are you trying to show off your upbringing? Sorry, I don't know what I should say. There's so much I could say to encourage others or comfort others, but none of it is mine. You can stop reading. Someone buries her face in her hands. Her grief, like the Dublin soldiers who no longer speak, is shrouded in a deep green silhouette. I dreamt, they murmur. Years and years ago, we were working in a Victorian manor. One day, my brother got me to drop everything I was doing and slip out with him for fun. We walked for ages until we reached the edge of an ag plate, and we looked out into the wilderness below. We couldn't see where the soil ended. It was all bursting full of wild flowers. My brother said, that's Tara. He said so much daft, arrogant shite. He sang into the wind at the top of his voice. He said there was so much we wanted to say but couldn't, because the Victorians robbed us of our language. The only thing we could do was hide our love and sorrow away in our time-old folk songs. And he said we'd done something incredible today. We didn't work for the Victorians today, so we rebelled against them. He must have been absolutely full of it back then, full on dreaming of becoming like the hero in the legends. Same here. They're very pretty, the flames you left him. They're just like the flowers we saw that day. But these flames aren't true flowers, they're just... From the moment we're born to the moment we die, it all runs past in the blink of an eye. You aren't even able to hold them. That's fine, I don't care. I knew for the longest time he'd die. Even I was prepared to die when we went looking for Dublin. I don't care. I never trusted he'd die like he bragged, like we dreamed with a hero's death. But at least, Reed, I want to hear the truth, your truth. Was the future Dublin promised, the thing he was chasing even once he died, was it made up? In the dark of the night, a flame ignites at the tip of a spear. Passing the firelight, Reed sees tears finally flowing down her face.
I mean, I'm not sure since I didn't get to hear Reed's answer to that question. The spread. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm using Bisperine and Popukar, people I don't use. But yeah, it depends on what Reed's answer is. And oh, I see flaming grounds. I'm assuming that if I go in there, I will be in pain. What the?
Reed beds can be set on fire under some circumstances. Burning reed beds no longer provide camouflage, and operators within will take arts damage and burn damage.
Sorry, I'm trying to deal with the fire.
Hang in there, Melantha. The fire is dying down.
I feel like the fire isn't dying down, it's still burning. Hello? Oh, poor Melantha, she's suffering here.
The fire is finally out. Deploy operators in burning reed beds to gradually put out the fires.
Ah, yeah, I gotta put out the fires by putting people in there, of course, to be lit by the fires. Ooh, there's a bug. Get off of me, bug. If you bite me, you'll die.
Fires may spread when there is an adjacent reed bed.
Ah, of course. This is like real fires. And I'm just gonna lean over real quick and turn on a fan. I was trying to save electricity for later, but no, I cannot resist it now because I'm sweating. The fire's spreading.
Operators deployed in the reed bed can put out the fire and prevent it from spreading. Let me demonstrate.
Oh, she just jumped straight into the fire, as one do.
Focus on the enemies in front of you. Their attacks will deal extra burn damage when near fire. It is important to put out the fires quickly and prevent them from spreading. I'm counting on you.
Ah, yes, put them out quickly. Hello, Texas, even more Texas. That is how one puts out the fires. I'll put out that fire. Let's see, I guess I'll put her here. That's like the only option. Oof. Yeah, those flames be effective. But oh man, this fan feels so good right now. Why does it always have to be extra hot before it storms? That is what I don't like. Hymn of Blessing. Let me stare. Okay, I don't see fire, but it might appear. And you know, let me just change it out a little bit. Sorry, Bagpipe. And hello, Texas, who I will feed more later. I'll just put her there. Oop. Reed, how's it going over there? Yes, no problem. Alright, that's the last tent we've got to put up.
Wow, you two are a powerful pair.
Yes, they are a powerful pair. Heh.
Right, you were taking off, weren't you?
Kenshin and I are investigating those specters that were under Art's control. We've still got other assignments once everything's done here. This is the edge of County Trent. No barracks will be coming looking for trouble no more. If only we'd been better at maintaining order. Wouldn't have had all this commotion and unjust treatment.
Huh? What are you on about? If it weren't all for you, there's no chance we would have made it this far. If this were me own home, I'd be treating all of you to a nip of elderflower liquor tonight. I'd even be giving the stuff away. But most of the supplies we have on hand come from that Rhodes Island you lot are from. If we write to Rhodes Island, will you get the message? We'll be letting you know once we've settled somewhere. If you're ever back in the area, drop by and say hi.
Maybe? Once Victoria's war comes to an end, plus there's someone Chen Chen should be meeting. What about you, Reed? Where are you going next? I think I'll make sure everyone has settled down before I take care of my own business. Even though they're away from the Skathana fields, their crimes, and the land of their lights-out belle, the Terrans still live in muddy lands, trapped where they stand. I think I need to help them come up with ideas. I can speak both Terran and Victorian. If we enter the cities later on, we'll run into people of all kinds, and I can help negotiate. At least, I could do it more easily than others. Oh, Reed, your goals. I wanna be able to speak multiple languages someday. Like, speak them fluently. Oh, right. When you went looking for the Rhodes Island safe house today, did you get followed by anyone? I don't think so. It's okay. Thank you for reminding me. If those soldiers are here for me, I won't be afraid. And also, thank you for your kindness.
Say, will you sell me a tent when the time comes? The factories in the cities make that canvas. They don't leak water even when they get rained on for half a month. Just perfect for me to retrofit my trolley with.
She's a fair, kind-hearted one, and I'm sure you'll be fair when it comes to naming the price. I think you two'd have no trouble reaching a deal.
Haha, I'm joking. Where would I find money for something this nice? Who would have thought, though? We were just trying to figure out how to survive a couple days ago. But now we get to sleep in these sturdy old factory-made tents. We can even light fires at night.
They're a capable bunch.
And they know Aripathy well.
Whistles. Incoherently rhythmic whistles. I'll miss the Shroud of the Valley.
Hide her figure waiting far.
Although Shini's technically doing Dublin's goal and ideals. So basically, it's kind of like how our lovely friend Nine is doing the original reunion goals and ideals. But this time it's redoing the Dublin one. I mean, if she wants to follow them and make sure they're okay, like, that's fine.
It's a beautiful song, that.
Out of all the people who fancied me, you might be the only one who still remembers me.
Don't be saying that now. I'm certain everyone remembers. This Aripathy's not your fault.
Whistle slightly off key.
That lad, someone's brother, he's gone. That whole Dublin squad we helped out. They might just be gone too. We did all that for nothing. At least, you're still alive. You went missing for so long, but you're still alive. I saw Reed handing you some medicine. Is Aripathy that curable then? I mean, is Aripathy really curable then?
No. They said there's no cure for it. But please don't be blaming those Dublin soldiers. I hid them in the factory's lorries, and raw orginium ore shards got in their wounds. This isn't their fault.
I'm not blaming. I'm just feeling awful. The rest of you had faith in Dublin, and I didn't have what it takes. Dublin's more impressive than any of us. They've got weapons too. But we all saw what happened to that squad in the end. Dublin treats us well and lets our Chiron voices be heard, but after that, it beats me. All I remember is the blood I saw on the lorries that day. Even now, someone still wants to find Dublin to fight the Victorians, and I can't pull her out of it. She and Reed were chatting for so long that day. Say, Did Reed not talk even a little sense into her?
I don't think it's bad that someone wants to do this. A Colleen like hers got so much to accomplish for other Tyrans. Do you remember? Not long after I got infected myself, the entire infected district was chased out of town. It was a stronger of us after that took everything they could lay their hands on from the rest of us exiles, left behind only frail pensioners and children, and the ones like me ailing badly from the sickness.
You should have told us sooner rather than keep it all to yourself. At the very least, it would have spared you some pain.
To tell the truth, I can hardly remember any of it. I can't remember why no one fought back, why no one tried to protect one another. I always used to think that's just how life was. Doesn't matter what's in your hands when you're starving. You close your eyes and tuck in. Lisa died at the bottom of that mine. So did Loda. Has your family ever complained about working the mines?
I couldn't say, really. Maybe it's how hard it is to blame someone for it. But at the very least, I did feel real terrible when my sisters died. I wanted to find someone to talk about it, but it was dark and suffocating at the bottom of those mines, and no one had the time to listen. I got out to peddle my wares around, and it turned out everyone had their own troubles already. No one had an ear to lend to me. But hey, not too late to talk now.
Right you are. It's not too late now. The wood we've gathered should be enough to last us through the night. Whistles.
Let's go then. Won't be so easy for you to tell the way once the sun comes down. Hey, the pot's bubbling. Can I have a bite now? Settle down there, you cottonhead. Did you not ever cook supper back home? Wait inside the tent. Once the meat's done, give me a hand bringing it over.
Ooh, I wonder what kind of meat it is.
She seems to be in a better mood.
Yes, but I'm sure she's still grieving.
It's a good thing you killed her heart for Dublin, at the very least.
You knew?
And I imagine with you here, they won't stray onto the wrong path. Though it'll be hard for you to keep walking with them, Draco. I'm not wrong when it comes to these things.
Don't be daft, Fergal. You played King Gale's warrior in the last year's play. 3 times you fell with mortal wounds. 3 times you had to clamber back up. Your arms and legs were all bruised by the end.
Then I'll make him invincible this year. Every year, King Gale loses in battle. Gastro dies at the bottom of the castle. Other than the costumes, we never try anything new. Hey, Stelmon, come here. Have a seat. I've been thinking you could take on the role of King Gale's left-hand man. Left-hand man, the general this year. Yeah, you're a bit young, but there's none of us with more fire in their belly than you.
I like how they're planning a play.
What?
I feel like, if anything, Reed is more like their babysitter. You're only saying that because you saw the pot she's bringing over. Look, she doesn't want to. Especially since the way, Chen was like, with you around, I'm sure they're not gonna do anything bad. So she just got to watch over them.
No, what are you talking about? I don't know who that is.
Eh? Don't they put on those plays every summer over by yours? We're trying to sort out who'll be playing which role.
Is that where someone calls herself the goddess of the river and splashes the audience at the end? That whole thing? I've seen it. But I'm not interested. Not unless I'm playing her.
That's her Mourning the Dead Soldiers. Her lines are harder to remember than any other role.
Oh.
We might not finish building the theater before the end of the summer, though. You could have till next year to prepare.
Right, who knows?
Looks like you still want to go after Dublin.
Of course. You think I'm just going to give up like the rest of you? I made my decision after talking to Reed that day. I still believe in it. Dublin's dream can be realized, and someone has to realize it. What is it you want to find out from me? I have nothing to ask. I've seen what you've done for myself. I trust the judgments I make seeing what I do. And I trust Rhodes Island's judgment. But right now, in the eyes of most Victorians, there is only one Draco still alive. Dublin's Red Dragon, the descendant of the Turan King. More than enough to fill the dukes with their sinister ambitions and the nobles with anxiety. It must be difficult for you. Does she know my identity then? Bagpipe? She's actually very smart and attentive, but there's a great deal she doesn't like to think negatively about, especially not friends she approves of.
I mean, her choice is still join Dublin. Like, it's her choice. I won't say any... Like, yeah, it's her choice. Plus, she wants to change it. She's like, I want to be the change that makes Dublin for the better. It's like, good for you, girl. Be the change.
If we continue on our journey together, that's something that both of you and her will have to face eventually. Are you advising me to leave as soon as I can? What's done can't be undone. You can't run from the responsibilities you have to bear. But I think that, to some people, whether you are a Draco or not doesn't actually matter so much. By tender stream that brushes on and through the upland grass, we make a toast to those of us not here to raise their glass. Someone's singing. It's probably Fergal. Is this Turan? Yes, it sounds like. It's about wine and the uplands in summer. I've never heard it before, but it's beautiful. Bid flap your wings to wake by light, we foul upon the bays. Bear off the news we gather round, along with the waves. They're all so happy. I can tell. But all they have are their tents and fire. Then I'm sure they'll be even happier when they have their houses and farmland. Let's head inside.
I mean, heck yeah, being happy with a tent, especially after having to just camp out in the wilderness without a tent. Yo, a tent is a huge upgrade.
Chen, you're finally back. Here, look at this. Mr. Odron can whistle with a blade of grass. Whistle sharply. Haha, my pitch can be pretty off. My dad was pretty good at it though. I picked up a bit here and there from him.
Ooh, that's a fun thing to do. You gotta have one of those, like, those, I would say thicker grasses. I mean, it's still thin, but it's wide. And then if you like, grab it, or both ends with your hands, and then make it kind of taut, and you just blow on it, yeah, it makes a whistle sound, unless he's doing it a different way.
Oh? You don't mind if I sing along a little, do you? Go ahead, it's our drinking song. Only thing I'll take offense to is an empty bottle. What's the lyrics then? Is it okay if I sing in Victorian? Let me fetch someone else. You just listen to them. Fion, you're up.
What part would she be most surprised of if Chen sees reunion again? I mean, does she know Nine's in charge? And if she doesn't, then it's like, oh, hey girl! Long time no see. Ever does this land well with tears, yet we drink only of bygone dews and flames. And again, cute. By winding lane that blooms with rose and bellows and bellflower on the bloom.
You're out of tune. That's terrible. Shut up. Not like you're any better.
Sharp whistle.
Ugh, I'm begging you. Enough of that noise. You've got some bloody novel way of arguing. Oi, no throwing stones either. What if we actually got hit here?
Wow, that bread smells good. You can have half. Oh, duh. Here, Chen Chen, you have a bite. Come on, just one. Lush, isn't it? I wonder what herbs are using.
Can't tell.
Eh? You spent ages back in Yan. What? Did your taste buds get more fussy or just duller a bit?
What do you think? We Lungmanites brew our tea in the summer with 24 kinds of medicinal herbs.
Really? Oh, you're pulling my leg again, aren't you?
I'm not. Are you enjoying yourself, Reed? This is how their lives could have been all along. A bit better than this too, of course. You gave them their lives back. Reed, you know Tehran. No excuses from you. Sing!
Eh?
Teasing whistle. Sing!
Fare on and long, you traveler. But see, where do you now roam?
The transport will leave clear tracks in the mud. Should we take a detour? No need. We'll head straight to our destination. Good stuff. And you, Moran?
Miss Moran, what are you doing sitting so far off? Reed's told you a million times it's okay.
She's right. Come on. Wandering bard of the Glen of Kamai. Sing.
Oh, miss the Trotha Valley. Had your figure weighing far?
Well, gosh. I think I'd once heard this beautiful singing years ago. I'm sure you have. Right you are. I remember taking my sister around. She wasn't so thick and she couldn't walk yet. We were stood on the stone bridge, listening for a good while. There must be more bridges like that, right? With just how far the Kamai flows.
It breezes past the rugged lime.
Bring the civilians under control first, but don't let any of them get hurt. Our target possesses excellent military accomplishments. Avoid direct confrontation to all possible extents.
Fisher? Do not ruin the moment, bro! Pick me a flower for her.
Selman, look! How's this for defensive posture? Learn it from you. So, you'll just be chasing foul baits from now on. What'd you learn that for?
Till summer dries our laughs.
Do not talk to any of them, not even a single word. Leave the rest to me.
Beer bottles chill the bones with hurt.
Don't forget, we need to be out of here before daybreak.
We make a toast to those of us not here to raise their glass.
Crossbows at the ready. Prepare smoke grenades.
Can you not, Fisher? The tears we cup to drink are all the same one, my lass.
I'm hoping for I'm hopping out for some fresh air.
Man, when it comes to the moments that are ruined, like this one, of course, is big, and another big one is always Roy. Roy ruining moments. Roy being a third wheel. Gosh darn it, Roy. Roy, my boy.
Miss at this hour? You. What? When did you? Good evening, sir.
Well, at least he was polite enough to greet Fion, but still. Fisher, can you just like not? No fire so far. I will put out people as soon as I can. As in, boop. Actually, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh wait, I should have put her in the grass. My bad. Silly me for forgetting about the grass. The beautiful grass. Okay, over here. I'll put her here. And you know what healer at this point would be nice, so boom. Yo, congratulations on getting Morgan. I'm gonna throw more quartz at their banner. I'm just debating how long it's gonna take to finish Heian Kill, because I kind of want to rush it. Then claim those delicious Saint Quartz and try more for Morgan, and maybe I'll finally get a Tamlin, because they've been avoiding me. Them Avalon girls are playing extremely hard to get. It kind of hurts me. No, not kind of hurts me, it really hurts me. But someday they'll stop playing hard to get. Whoops. My bad, someone got through. Yeah, gotta redo that later. My bad. Yes, hello, hello. No, run. They're over here too.
Bloody hell. They've got this whole open part surrounded, don't they?
Wow, NP2 Oberon, nice.
Breathe. Okay, I will. But a bit too close with your saber there. You won't slip or anything, right? But Reed, help us. What do we do?
Against this many, it'll be hard to force our way out.
Did they just break my cudgel in half?
They're acting very confident. They don't want to seize us violently. They just want to quell the resistance we put up. Oof, not half bad this lot. I don't get it. How they follow us out here? Where'd they come from? Wait, that one. I've seen him before. A couple days ago when we ran into the Spectre Force. Oof. Oh man, that hurts for Koyan's Skaya's banner. I'm glad your luck for the other banners have been nice. To make up for that, because oh, that hurts. Which means you lot aren't County Trent. These refugees are outside your jurisdiction. You've got no authority to arrest them. We'll have to take off our gloves here if you're not going to follow the rules.
The rules? That goes for you too. I see your pile driver spear missing its shells. You shouldn't be in a mile of the battlefield, soldier.
It's not like this was meant to be a battlefield, was it? They've not even put the campfire out. Watch out! A black dagger slides forward without a sound. Its tip reflects not even the slightest bit of light, instead drawing a path of smoke. The dagger points intimidatingly at Bagpipe's throat. Though its bearer gives it no glance, his eyes have been focused squarely on Reed. Reed can tell clearly from his sharp glare that he and the army are out for her here.
Isn't your pike meant to be burning with flames? I suggest you drop the feudal resistance, make the smart choice, lay your weapons down and hear me out. I have nothing against the Terrans, let alone any plans to retaliate against civilians. As for steering the masses to clear ruin, You and I should be united on that front. Here's the official paperwork.
What? A city council writ of investigation? The former Victorian soldier sets her weapon down.
For the Council of the County of Trent's decision, I am here to investigate an overlooked, puzzling aspect of the arson cases.
I have no other choice, correct? Fisher, since you ruined the moment, I'm going to make you work super hard in my base once I get you. Sniffle, sob.
What are you doing? Quiet down.
Sobs.
Ugh, this is terrible. I always thought I should at least get my will in order, you know, before I finally meet my maker. If you ask me, should have written it up long ago. I did right after we first made it out, but I tore it up. I've been so happy these past 2 days. I really regret that now. Oh, shut up, Fionn. We're not done for yet. They've got us all tied up and gagged, and everything we had to fight with got taken away. What else are we gonna do other than wait to die? Interrogation. Terrifying word. How many Tyrans do we know made it out alive out of an interrogation? And who knows what they're prying out of a woman as kind as Reed? We all know each other, like family we are, but we don't know Reed from a bar of soap. Don't know where she came from. Don't know what she was doing before. What? Is she an enemy to you now? No, that's not what I meant. I just... Selman, you can't just make someone not be afraid to die. We can still see that fire from here. How long has it been since we last had the light of fire on a cold, dark night?
Do I think there's gonna be casualties in this situation? Yes. Like, if they freak out and start trying to escape, you know, a fight's gonna break out.
Really thought I managed to escape. I did. You even came about borrowing some stuff to rustle up some money. Didn't I say I'd make you some smoked fowl to sell? Enough. We need to think of something. Figure the situation out. What? Figure this out? And what good is that gonna do us? I'm fed up with this. That's all. I hate listening to how much you just sigh. Squatting about in a Toronto quarter. Passing by village threshing floors. It just... sighs everywhere. I'm sick of it. Enough. Save it. Don't ask me how. You've always managed to find a way out. I'll draw the attention of those guards. Whatever you're going to do, figure it out yourself. You can ease yourself a little, Reed. We're just having an ordinary chat. We have a warm fire and we can hear the fowls chirp at night. Surely, you'd agree. This is a much more comfortable environment for conversation than a full-fledged interrogation room would be. No comment? That's your choice. I won't give you trouble for it. Perhaps the nearby barracks' disrespect has given you cause for alarm. Allow me to apologize in their stead. Are you here to investigate Dublin? None of the people here have anything to do with them. You needn't explain, as you'd expect. I already have a good grasp of the situation. A singular attack has indeed spurred minor region's barracks to take undue action against approximately a dozen Tyrans, going so far as to accuse them of being part of Dublin insurrectionist forces. But in the company of all else contained in this very, very heavy dossier, your mistakes aren't worthy of mention, of course. Your situation is a little different compared to anyone else's. But I believe I can do something to help you break free of these troubles.
Fisher? Fisher. You sound so sus right now. It's like you literally tied up a bunch of people, tied and gagged them, got Reed all by herself, and he's like, hey girl, I can help free you from these troubles. Trust me. See? I made sure this room was comfortable for our talk. I'm trustworthy.
After all, no stretch of your escape could have been easy. If it wasn't for such harsh decrees, they would never have needed to run. No, please. This is a chat between the two of us, and I'm hoping you'll tell me about yourself, about the escape you began long prior to this one. I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm asking you about your past identity.
Is Fisher's smile punchable? No. He ain't punchable, but I want to yank on his ponytail.
There are no records of any kind on you. No medical records, no nomadic city immigration records, no tax records, nothing. We Durans are driven out wherever we go. It's not strange that you don't see me in Victoria's records. Then what about the unrest in County Hillock last autumn? Were you there? And what about the County Peninsula attack last May? I'm asking you, and you alone. Madam, if one does not tell anyone their birth name, where they are from, or who they are, wouldn't you say they're just like a shadow?
Chen, I reckon you've already figured out who these men are?
Yeah. The ones that just fought us are no normal soldiers. Interrogating on the spot is very unique for procedure too. Plus, their leader knows quite a lot. That's why he's so courteous toward us. And me in particular.
Right, I was just thinking. They're letting us stand here and wait, only keeping a couple men on watch. But the Turans all have to have their hands bound. It's not fair. Still, how do you figure out who you are?
I didn't expect the intelligence service to work in this case.
The intelligence service? Why would they be looking for Reed?
Her background must be an unusual one. And that's why she insisted in acting alone. She didn't want to drag anyone into the mess.
Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Are they actually going to talk, to Turan? They won't rough her up or threaten her to saying something against her will, right?
Keep your voice down. I remember what you wrote in your report on County Hillock.
Right. He's got his writ from city council. He says he'll keep the peace and he has nothing against Turans, but no, I should trust more. He's still an arm of city council. He's not here to mess things up.
Most people can't withstand the pressure of interrogations, though. Do you remember how we did things back in school when we were partnered up?
Oh, your hand signal, I do. I remember. That's the ones we communicated with, the time we snatched those hazardous Originian products.
Good thing you remember. It doesn't matter what Reed's background is. If she ends up as someone's pawn, that's going to send ripples through the status quo.
Yeah, and it'll be a nightmare on her as well. I mean, she always seemed like she's been trying to shake herself of something. I hear you loud and clear, Chen. We'll bring her back to Rhodes Island. Dearie me, what pristinely clear tracks.
It seems your opponent is extending you an invitation again.
Oh, please, less ridicule. And unfortunately, I'm afraid invitation is an overstatement this time. He doesn't even so much as care about what dance his guest intends on. We're making our positions plenty clear just by showing our faces. Dublin will rescue poor Love Shinny, expose her identity, and in the end, testify as to where I really stand. And he knows I had to wait in. So the other Draco of Tara doesn't land in his Duke's hands and lessen the leader's influence as a Draco herself.
No matter. I shall wipe his ambitions clean.
The design of the Brigadier? I mean, he looks pretty cool and edgy. And a lot more handsome than those other dudes back in County Hillock, the ones that fought Outcast.
The foul beasts have stopped calling. Do you understand what that means?
Shakes head.
That's fine. Why don't we start with accounts of your recent incidents?
I mean, Chen said earlier that Bagpipe is smart, but she doesn't want to doubt her friends, so I mean, deep down she probably knows that Reed is involved with Dublin, but she's like, that's in the past, so why is he looking for her?
You haven't caused serious injury to anyone. Even the arson at the barracks resulted in no deaths nor casualties, with only some supplies lost to the fire. Most Tehran's are driven by their hatred of the Victorians to commit graver crimes. Your methods, in contrast, have been very mild. Some witnesses even attest to how you tried to fend off the Dublin soldiers. Do you admit to all this?
I can only admit, I by no means wish to harm others.
Good, I can believe that. You have a fair conscience in you. Now, if we can turn our attention to the quietened foul beasts. It seems your Dublin friends are here to save you.
No. I can't go back.
Go back? Oh, you mean back to your life as a shadow? Back to the kind of life surrounded by smoldering corpses, where the ashes of the dead coat the city streets? To someone blessed with a conscience, it must be a very painful life. But it so happens you have a chance right now. You can make your own decision. Accept our protection. Your past crimes will be looked into no further.
I will never. She must run. Run from the watchful eyes of all. I mean, I would not accept that either. I'd be like, Fisher, you are sus. This is the most sus way of being like, yo, I'll pardon you. It's like, no. But how far must she go before she's finally run away? I mean, yeah, I think it's true, because Reed seems nice and doesn't like violence. So being her sister's shadow is kind of oof for her. Because her sister doesn't mind violence.
Now.
Sorry, but you want to try on my forge cracker for size again? I like Chen's surprised Pikachu face. Brandishing her plow driver's spear, Bagpipe's gaze is away from the tent. Behind her stands Chen, and Chen's eyes, however, widen for an instant. With not a sound, the tent over the interrogation turns to ashes. A beam of flames boats through the dark night, to then immediately vanish without a trace. Known by none. I assume, yep, I had a feeling the ground would be burning. Which is fine, I can take care of that. And though, Fisher, if you thought that was gonna go over well, you fail, my dude. Okay, I gotta put some down real quick, like, boop. And then... oh, the fire, it burns! I'm sorry, Texas, you are the fire patrol here. Thank you, Firefighter Texas. Oof. I'll put some fire out here. Oh, I thought you put out the fire. Oh no, it went back on because... me. Understandable. Unfortunately. Let's see... no, I'll just put Chen here. Then go, Silver Ash, help us. Oof, I should have let the fire out here and then put someone down. For some reason I didn't see it earlier that I could put someone down, so there. Goodbye, fire. And over here, some preparation. Be safe, my Susie. Okay, this isn't too bad. And yeah, that'd be true, like, if they'd be confused. Like, understandable. Especially, like, hearing about, like, what are all these names of people I know nothing about? Like, who are these people? Why are they important? Oof, let me put her down real quick before everything goes poof. I don't want people to get through. That's gonna haunt me. I wonder if this would be a decent stage to farm later. There's just that one dude slowly approaching. There. Got him.
I know what you're thinking, but none of your caterwauling will distract us. Really? Sounds to me like they're putting up a fight over their end. Sure you shouldn't give them a hand? Quiet. You've got the balls to be giving me lip, Vicky. Quiet or I'll split your skull open. You Victorians, what gives you the right? Don't oversell yourself, Tehran. I have no prejudice or hate against your lot. At most, I think you're just sad. You're a political force to be used, a piece of the Duke's board. We've been as friendly as we can to you, since that's just common courtesy. But you should know a band of refugees dying here won't be any skin off our backs. Have we got orders? If we want backup, we'll do as the captain told us and deal with the ones here first.
I mean, their situation is sad, isn't it?
Target fleeing. Inbound towards Team 1. Teams 1 and 2, continue the pursuit. All other units retreat. Give them the opportunity to regroup. We'll take them all at once.
Reed, how do you shake that investigator? Kenshin and I we're just going to rescue you. Hey, come on. Tear it to Reed. Let's go. There are fewer this way. Let's take this chance and break through. Where are the others? Are they still by the forest? I think so. We'll find a way out first, and then we can save them.
Crossbowmen? You thought you could waltz out of here? These crossbowmen didn't attack before. Some of them are lying in ambush. There's no telling how many of them we're dealing with. They must think really highly of us to greet us with so many elite troops. Doesn't matter how many of them we're dealing with. We've got no choice but to fight them one by one.
No. Wait, Bagpipe. We aren't the only ones they're targeting. Oh, you're right. They're reorganizing their forces.
In which case, they're very quick at it. They must have planned this in advance. The opening they're giving us may well be intentional.
Would anyone more really come out to these barrens, though?
Hostile sighted. Prepare grenades. Alert the decoy team.
The squadron emerges in the dark, like the ghost that's appeared on the county hillock streets. Bagpipe's grip tightens on her fort cracker. Dublin.
We've confirmed the enemy commander's identity. It's exactly who you said it would be. The Red Steel Guard captain. He came to rescue the Draco as a Dublin member. Just as I thought. This might turn into an open confrontation between the two dukes. The Iron Duke is seeking to turn County Trent into a battlefield. They won't act too rashly just yet. Let's keep watching. Let's keep waiting for the moment. The most opportune moment. Target sighted. Prioritize capturing her. Ugh.
Out of the way.
Your weapon. You're a Victorian soldier? She's got a Victorian soldier by her side.
Huh? Is that so strange? There's Victorian soldiers everywhere here.
Split the three of them apart. Don't waste time on anyone who isn't the target. We've secured the target. Team 3, evacuate with the target.
Target? You mean... Reed? What would be the most happy in this current conflict? Tien, Bagpipe, and Reed break through the forces, grab all their buddies, and then head to where they wanted to head to. Erg. Long time no see, Loshini. Say. We're old friends, aren't we? Don't be too nervous now, and no getting worked up either. Such a touching reunion. I can't imagine you'd approve of greeting your old friend with violence. Hmm? It really is such a shame, you know. You were always open to leave. What would be the bad end then? Everyone dying? In fact, the leaders acquiesced to your little runaway act. Are you taking me back? But I can't go back. There'd be no place for me there anymore. No, there never was any place for me. No, I understand. Not fond of your status as a shadow, untrusting of the men recruited by your own lies. But where else could you go if not Dublin? Where would you make your home as a Draco? Loveshini. Oh, poor Loveshini. To tell the truth, I have some genuine sympathy for you. You see, only you ever spare a few more words for me when it comes to all that fictional poetry, all that made-up flowery language. It makes us feel like we really are old friends. If you had your own life to live, you'd be roaming in the ancient moors like the bards do, or whiling the day away reading, cozied up in a nice little hut, making a living for yourself by writing copies. Wonderful, wonderful dreams, I can say that. So living aboard the ship must have been oh so satisfying for you. Why didn't you keep laying low, I wonder? The leader knows, doesn't she? In County Hillock, so many innocent civilians killed in the scheming and the plotting. She knew for the longest time, didn't she? Well, you know her best. Why double check with me? If they hadn't perished in County Hillock melee, the leader would have done it herself. Truly, a series of shames. If the elocutionist and his merry men went about County Hillock following their orders, instead of getting up to their little tricks, they could have lived out a few more days with the leader's side. If Mandragora had done what she was told in Londinium and brought this spy back, she wouldn't have needed to die in that horrible death down in the sewers. And if you just kept on staying and hiding out of fate's way, I wouldn't be so inclined to fetch you back to Dublin either. I have to run. But where will I go? You should feel lucky, honestly, that I found you first. I'm sparing you the time you need. What do I make of Harmy's interaction? I will let you know in a bit. I want to see more of it. If it was the Brigadier who came across you, he would have murdered you the moment you hesitated. No. They want me no more than a shadow. I won't live a life like that again. Taking a spear into the ashes has to be so much easier than tearing clean through bodies of flesh and blood. Okay, since that interaction's over, She's basically like Fisher. They're just trying to make Reed kind of like their, how would I describe it? I mean, not really pawn, more like prisoner. Yes, prisoner's the word. They're just here to trigger her, to troll her. Yet somehow they end up in our Rhodes Island. Alright, this'll keep you lot lying down. Reed, how are you? Don't look. Every time she casts her arts, Reed closes her eyes. But not Bagpipe. Bagpipe sees a flame light atop the apex of her spear. Right? Didn't she meet her in County Hellock? He was the Dublin caster stood under the statue in the square, staring coldly out at the burning streets, at the deaths of countless people. She trusts outcasts in Rhodes Island, and it makes her not want to believe her own impression. Her sole single glance. Your... Bagpipe, how's it going over there? Can you lure Dublin's side and the intelligence service muscle together? Eh? I'm on it. Ouch. You're not laying hands on Reed. Out of the way. In the brief breath she catches between stance and attack, she reflexively looks behind herself again. A mist sweeps over her view, crossing between her and Reed. I mean, I say prisoner because they're keeping her against her will. Because a puppet could be doing things willingly. A puppet slash figurehead. I feel like most of them usually do that because willingly they're like, you know what? If you tell me what to do, I'll do it. Just let me live a comfy life. For her, she's not willing.
All units, use the fog as cover. Penetrate the battlefield. Origini Marts, stay alert. Gather up. Reconfirm your positions. Ah, the Brigadier. You're here. Yes. You have command now.
She has to run. The fog is giving her a chance. She knows the strategy of turning a battle into an uncontrolled brawl well. All she has to do is take her spear up and spur on the flames. But what comes after? She is Dublin's leader. She stands for Dublin's flames. She set light to the land in swaths. She took lives upon lives. She made illusory promises. All in her own voice, she proclaimed time and again that she would bring about a new age, one belonging to the Tyrans.
Team 1, attack straight away. Do not be concerned about hurting the target. Dracos have excellent physical resilience. A few wounds won't kill her.
She is a Draco. Her parents died on the snowiest of festival nights for this bloodline. She and her sister traveled one city after another, living the childhoods and that ambitious politicians who aimed to restore the monarchy had in mind for them. She was born with her flames. Even now, her veins and organs can feel that scorching pain. If the Brigadier ordered him to kill Lofshini, or if it was his own discreet, would... Or, I mean, if the leader ordered, let's see. I mean, if the leader ordered it, I feel like it probably wouldn't be, like, a legit order. It's probably more like to... Because they're sisters, I want to say she's doing this to push her sister. Like, let's see, sister, let me force you to come out of your shell. By putting you in this really, really dangerous situation, because this way you're forced to act. Where must she run to escape from the fate? Once, she woke up on a sickbed aboard Rose Island. There, she laid on the bed and read. In the books were descriptions of Victoria's exquisite peace, Atara's gentle, melodious madrigals. But past her window, there outside, her injured allies would walk. Even when she shuts her eyes, she can only see the city in ruins. She was saved, but so many others died there.
Do it. Captain's given the order. Take care of them first, and then we'll deal with Dublin's lot. Don't worry, Tehran. The blade works fast. Oof. That was close. Ha, Fion, I knew it. Where'd you come from? Ugh. Help me, help! Up. All of you can stand. Get up. They haven't bound more than our hands. We've got the numbers. It's just 3 of them, and one more who's hurt. We can take them. Right. Let's do it. We ran down the Vicky patrol in the village the other day. We can do more than run this lot down.
And if the brigadier did kill her little sis, would she pardon it? In that case, yeah. Like, I mean, if I was the big sis, I would pardon it. I'd be like, this was supposed to be a test for my little sister, and you killed her. That just means my little sister's weak. That's a shame.
Hey, Fion. How'd you slip free? I was squatting over there to check on Reed. Nobody saw me, so I sneaked a rock and cut through the rope. Just thinking about it scares me. What if I had been just a little bit late back? Don't think about it then. Unbind me. And we'll help the others. Hurry. I'll teach that stuck-up Vicky a lesson. We're sad. We're just being used. My arse. I just know there's nothing more real than the scars on my body. All the blood and tears I've shed. What gives you any right in hell to take a piss out of us? Captain, there's an uproar with the hostages. Erg.
Did I take him out? Sorry. I can't see very well.
Huh. Pretty strong there you are. Anyone else still tied up? I'll nab the Vicky's knife and cut you free. Quick. He just sent the word out. Virgil, keep an ear out. See if there's any soldiers coming from that side. Fion, get here and help anyone who's hurt. Move. Anyone who's got legs, get going.
The refugee Tehrans stumble frantically, running ever deeper into the woods. They fled their homeland, those marshy soils, yet none are truly sure how fast they must run to leave the flames of war and death behind them. If they can just escape this dark night, will that mean they can rebuild their homeland, free and peaceful?
Oi, Fion, you know how to write. When we get out, write me a letter to send back home. Need to let them know I'm still alive. Right, I hear you. I'll do you some elderflower liqueur, true to my word. Get me a good set of all the brewing stuff from the market. Right, noted. Don't even need my account book.
And then, all at once, they elect to stop in their tracks. Someone lightly begins to whistle. The Tehrans have many things they cannot put into words. When they cannot find the words to express themselves, they simply sing. They sing of glasses empty of alcohol, and loved ones who aren't there.
Selman, I know. I saw them fighting. Dublin's in it too. They're all looking to capture Reed. Bagpipe and Chin are helping her, but it's just the 3 of them. Will they be fine?
I can smell smoke. There must still be firewood burning that way. It's so thick.
We might just be able to sneak ourselves inside, say Selman. Let's go. Grab the Vicky sabers and stuff. See any weapons on the way? We take them.
Where must we go to escape from the Tehran's fate? Ooh, it's bright out. We just took out those guards. Nothing to be afraid of.
We're not fighting a war. We don't need to do them all in. We just need to rescue Reed and we're good. Moran, can you see? If the fire's not bright enough, take my hand and I'll guide you.
The smoke thickens, the waves of heat inch closer. Dang, Reed is so popular here, all sides want her, including Rhodes Island. The woods are burning, life is fading away. Never has a soul called their names. Never has a soul asked them their ideals, asked them if the run they make is counter to the life they dream of living. They bound ahead for the firelight, the one and only. It's so cute how much they like her now. In the beginning, they were willing to offer Reed up as a sacrifice. But now they're like, no, 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 no. We cannot leave Reed behind. Reed, are they calling to me? That is adorable. Oh, so cute. I'm just gonna check real quick. What can I farm here? Ooh, I need more of those. I gotta do that later. What do they probably see Reed as? Now she's a friend. She's friend family. He's been helping them, taking care of them. She's won their trust, their admiration. She's won especially Selmon's respect for helping put her brother to ease. Or to rest.
Young Bard, I cannot give you an answer. Let those who come after give it. Now, as it just so happens, I have one more matter of vital importance to relay to you all tonight. I'm afraid this will be the Clan of Tehran's final gathering.
Well now. What are you saying, your lordship? Hasn't our case only just begun?
Fret not. It is true that the cause of we Tehrans who seek war is fresh and anew. What will cease to exist is merely the humble little gathering that I lead as an individual. Isn't that right, my dear loyal servant?
My apologies. I'm but a servant. I don't presume to understand. It's snowing heavily outside. Your body is frail. I can ready the car for you at any moment.
No need. Mr. Williams, will you share a walk with me on this snow-filled day? It would be my honor. The inn I'm staying in had no firewood to begin with. There isn't much left for the snow to hinder. Really? I see. Yes, I never did prevent City Council from imposing winter taxes on the Tehran districts. Everyone deserves at least a warm fire in a chilly day like this. Come, maybe we can chat more about your creations, the stories you collected in these villages, and what Tara should have been.
May death connect us with all legends.
Quiet. Did you hear those footsteps? They sound heavy. They'll be pretty tough for soldiers. Move, move, move. This way. We'll hide in the other direction.
The campfire's still burning. I can take a piece of timber as a torch.
Alright, I'll go with you to fetch it in a moment. Hey, Reed, you hear me? Reed! There's no response. Quick, head over here. We'll split into 2 groups in a minute, and then look for her. And even if we can't find her, we need to find Bagpipe and Chen. You dare interfere with a military operation? Something wrong? If I can't shake you, I'll fight you. Not like I haven't scrapped with you Victorian soldiers before.
Reed. Cry after cry cuts through the smoke and mist. Reed knows the way she should go. They shouldn't be dragged into this conflict. I have to help them.
Unfortunate. A few inches shy.
I recall having reported to the leader about this, but not anyone else.
You can't possibly be so naive as to think you're the only one in Dublin to form your own intelligence network. If you're not to bring that puppet back, I'm afraid there is no course of action more suitable at present than mobilizing my squadron.
My, how grateful I am then. Are you seeking to supervise my work? Or is it more that you'd like to eliminate her yourself?
Should she refuse her identity as a shadow, my blade will be faster than your arts. I've seen how diverse viewpoints can be in this masterless Victoria. There is no need for Dublin to continue staging such a charade.
If you've come to kill me, does it mean Dublin is prepared?
You are the only uncertainty left. I thought that as a puppet, you would at least learn how to think. At least pretend. I thought you'd have the capacity to set your sights farther. It is disappointing, however, to see your foolish kindness. If you had followed the Spectre Force's code of operation from the start and eliminated all witnesses, things would not have taken one wrong turn after another. The situation we find ourselves in now would never have developed. A second wound, far from enough to stop a Draco in her tracks. But I'm sure you know that even though no other Dublin militant is bound your way, this remains a one-sided battle. I cannot see what right you have to instigate this petty coup d'etat against the leader. Hey, hello! The Tehran civilians are down this direction. If Bagpipe and Reed hear the shouts, they'll definitely break through this way too. Hang in there. I'm coming. Jen? Thank God someone finally responded. That was fast. Where did that come from?
Chen Huichie. Superintendent Chen. I mean, I don't see it as like a coup. To me, it's just... I feel like Reed is just doing a journey of self-discovery. And if that's considered an uprising, then oof. Jen thrusts in the direction of the voice, only to find her blade hitting nothing but thick fog. She feels a chill. Have you ever considered the troubles you could bring Wei Yanwu by attacking the Victorian army here? I'm doing this because I want to. What does this have to do with them? I'm simply rescuing the innocents who were dragged into this conflict. If you're going to criticize my actions from a diplomatic angle, I suggest you reflect on your own first. You may be attempting to gloss over how complicated these events truly are. That said, I still have a question for you. Take your time to answer, though. Why did you come to Victoria? Or perhaps I should ask, who did you come to Victoria for? My upbringing, my family, and my personal grudges have nothing to do with the conflict unfolding before us right now. At this moment, no matter what you suspect, I will only answer with the blade I hold in my hand. Now, back off. Found you, Mr. Fisher. You don't seem to have come for peace talks. Dublin's forces are right before us. I'm sure you know who your enemy is here. Sorry, but my mission's to rescue everyone. You had your forces planted in advance, and you've got ours protection. There's no breaking through this for us if we don't get rid of the mist. You can try to stop me then. Neutralize her. Don't waste any time. Understood. If only I had some ammo on me. Going to be a right pain dealing with multiple at once. Second Tempest platoon member Fiona Young, codename Bagpipe. I read every single report you submitted on the County Hillock incident. You have my utmost respect for your actions. If at all possible, we should be joining forces, not pointing our weapons at one another. And considering you're still investigating the truth behind the County Hillock incident, we can follow standard procedure and interrogate any and all Dublin personnel we capture here, and give you any information you want. I'll pass. I'm bad at telling if someone's lying or not, and I'm not the best at interrogation either.
As a show of sincerity, I can give you a single piece of information right now. The Red Steel Guard. You know who they are, don't you? Now, take notice of the combat style the Dublin forces here tonight.
Oh? I think visibility improved a bit just now. I reckon keeping Originium marts like this going gotta take a toll, right?
Not such a toll that it would affect my plan, and I won't allow anyone to get in its way either, of course. You could say that this war belongs to we, the intelligence workers. There won't be a single misstep for me. I strive to ensure true war does not break out, and millions continue to live in peace.
No, see, sure. Missions end good or bad, but right or wrong, that's hard to judge.
A rock?
Oh, Mr. Fion, why'd you come all the way out here on your lonesome? It's dangerous.
I don't know. I got lost in the mist.
Look, I'm not joking. I mean dangerous. Hurry up and leave.
I know, but I have to help. Some of them are in even greater danger. It's fine. I can handle myself. You really don't need to worry about me. I can knock out a man at a time with this hoe here.
I mean, a hoe is good and all, but Fion, my boy, you need to get a shovel. The shovel is the ultimate weapon.
You lot. You're armed with nothing but scavenger pickings, broken swords, and dulled sabers. Who are you to stand in our way? Ha! You're out to capture our leader. Who are you to say what we can and can't do? Leader, so you really are. Working together? That's right. Why else would we come here to rescue her? She can fight, and she can guide the way when we leg it. We need her. Trying a rear ambush. Nice one, Moran.
No luck. I can't pierce the armor with this dull knife. Moran is like the scariest one here. She may seem like a frail lady, but nah. She took out a dude earlier and she tried to stab another one. Wait, what? For the previous question? Previous message? About the seeing this as a coup? I mean, to me, no. Reed is just on her journey of self-discovery, and she's made friends along the way, and of course she wants to protect her friends she made along the way.
Hey, don't use your torch. Your timber's not even oiled. It'll go out easy. Bloody hell.
All she catches sight of is a soldier's burned arm. He swings his military saber, his face a mix of agony and anger. The saber swipes past her hand, cleaving the torch in two. The lit end falls onto the mud and goes out softly in a puff of smoke.
Ha, okay, not bad. Now he's gonna have trouble with his blade. Here, I'll hold on to you. You, hey. How much longer can you hold that, you think? Don't push yourself. Don't make me laugh. So you can resist a little, what else?
Selmon, leave me be. Oh, true war that he's mentioning. I mean, there's multiple wars going on. Whatever true war to him is probably not what's actually going on or what's currently going on right now. Like, I'm not sure what true war he means, but here's always gonna be fighting somewhere, unfortunately. So true war is probably regarding what he cares about the most, which I'm not even sure what he cares about. I hear a few more coming this way. You hear that too, don't you?
I do. Terrans? Us? That's right. But I took these rags from someone dead. I'm not with your group. Best leave, Terrans. Go somewhere safe. I never said I wanted to make an enemy of her. I want to correct the mistake she made. Nothing more. You seek moralistic perfection in the face of war? Then be the coward and hypocrite you are. Find yourself coerced again like in Hillock, betrayed again like in Peninsula.
The blade tears the night wind asunder. The sharp clang of metal and the interrogative of the officer lunge as one at Reed. But she doesn't listen. She can hear wails far sharper in the winds. She knows there are defensive Serans shedding blood in this conflict, falling right this moment. She could call out the names of each and every one of those wailing. It was but a few hours ago when she'd heard their voices sing the folk song of home. She simply cannot hear these cries. Have you ever asked yourself who the Terrans you're saving are? Ooh, Reed's mad. Fire? You guys, watch out for Reed's origini Mars. Eh? She's very powerful right now, but these flames don't seem like her own. A Draco's flames are beautiful, wouldn't you agree?
They do not exceed what I anticipated, Harmony.
Still, we do have a poor soul right here, stupefied by the show. It's too bad, really. You don't know me yet. Just like you never got to properly know your friend next to you there. But thanks are due, I will say, for you putting up such a diligent fight against this Victorian squad. His arts are dilute enough not to impact our giving chase now. It's like County Hillock again. The more valiant you are, the sorrier I feel for you. The battle here is over, so you're free to go now. Dublin won't lay a finger on you. They could even escort you if you like. I'll pass.
What is she saying? Bagpipe, do you know her? Are we fighting her or not?
No, let's go. We need to fetch Reed. Good job, Bagpipe. Above all else, Reed is friend. And no matter where friend comes from, friend is still friend.
You're very kind to her.
Of course I would. Of course I would have silenced her if it wasn't for the Terran next to her. Still, if she can make our Draco realize she has nowhere to belong but Dublin, then that's all the better.
Your forces seem to have assembled towards my end now.
Indeed, the poor child's fleeing northwest under our pursuit.
Heh. Much further, and she'll be in the heart of Duke Wellington's domain.
I like how these two are just having a pleasant chat at this point. They're just like watching the flames and just... yeah. Having a nice chat. Once she's there, everything she does will be under Dublin's thumb. So the priority right now is, shall we say, dealing with everyone who knows too much. In the unlikely event you live to send intel back, it won't be much more than what your death itself would have told them. Am I planning to finish the event story after the stream? I mean, I'm planning on finishing it next week for sure. Not this week, but next week, since there's no way to fit it in my schedule right now. Unless I do a day stream, morning stream, before work. And that is questionable with the weather right now, since a storm's a-brewing. There's supposed to be a tropical storm coming this way. So let's see how the weather be. Salmon, slow down. I'm having trouble keeping up. Where are we?
Must have run about 200 meters into the woods from the camp. Ha! Give that soldier a good drubbing. Now none of them are hounding us. Oof, we're safe here. I'll treat my injuries first, then I'll head back and tell everyone to come this way and meet up with you. People with Fion's NAF skills won't be sticking around so long on the battlefield. Ought to be fighters like me. You're miles better at fighting than he is too.
Selman, there's a huge din behind us. What happened? All I can see is a faint glow.
Ha! Rotten shame you don't get to see proper. It's the fire from Reed's arts, no doubt about it.
Is it a fine sight?
Mm-hmm. But well, I've known all along she was capable of that. Was night always this cold out in the wilds?
Suppose you're willing to light your fire. Will that make it a little warmer, a little brighter? I don't know why you're disappointed in Dublin, or why they are disappointed in you. The Tyrants want to survive. They should survive. It's the simplest logic. How can any of it be a lie? Before you leave the group, I need to talk to you about the whole going to Dublin thing. You know the way, right? Moran, we'll head forward a little more. It'll be safer that way. Don't be afraid. It's all muddy here. If those soldiers retreat, they won't be coming this way. Besides, the sun should be almost up. Their step finally slows. Moran no longer staggers trying to keep up. Selman, are we somewhere safe now? I'm not afraid of bad news. Tell me. They walk forward. Amongst the howl of the wind, distant explosions, the cries, Moran tries her hardest to discern the sounds of Selman. There should have been some forewarning in that moment. Selman should have stopped in her tracks, said something at the very least. A scornful cackle at the fate of the Tyrants. But what Moran feels is simple. A step made, and the hand in hers falls all of a sudden, and she stoops, and cannot tell what she feels is thick blood or wet mud. What? Selman, are you okay? And ooh, let me see, there's people here. You know what? I'ma just put my boy down there. I just want him safe in the grass. And over here. Because why not? And then next, I want to put down Chen. Oops. I said Chen. Okay, not too bad. And then afterwards, a bestie. She is here and cute as ever. Not too bad so far. I should bring out a healer. You know that'd be smart. Thorns, you got this. You're fine by yourself. I believe in you, my boy. You a fighter. You're a trooper. Oh no, I can't put her there. Sad. But this be fine. And you know, I might as well just use his skill. I almost never use his skill. Because I'm always biding time, being like, oh, what if I might need it later? Oh, silly me. Why wait for later when you can use it now? Oh, and there's fire, and I see the sussy man here. Hello, sir. Yes, stand in the grass. Ooh, he's moving forward. So thank you, Susie, for going after him. Great job, Susie. Looks like the only one left besides that other dude, so Bonk. All good.
Wait a moment, Harmony. Something is unusual about the amount of station troops ahead at the carriageway checkpoint. You noticed? I had coincidentally asked him to take a look out. Ask him to look out. On the premise of possible incidents that might damage relationships between the dukes. Hence, you're rounding them up before they left County Trent territory, so that your backup plan would be all but effective. Would be at all effective. Not a surprise in whole. Subordinate of Duke Wellington, commanding officer of the Red Steel Guard, an identity that will cease to threaten you very soon, of course. That said, you understand at the very least that any further pursuit would become a territorial dispute of Duke against Duke. Given Victoria's present situation, I can only say no one would want to see such a clash happen.
My oh my, why do you never leave me any room to choose? Still, it's more than enough for me. My mission is complete as is.
You own these repercussions. Your blunder caused them. You have no need to keep your bluff up so dutifully, being the exposed spy you are.
Really? You know, I was hoping from my heart of hearts that we'd strive in common minds to work together someday. Oh, she's gonna haunt him in Rose Island, huh? Based on what she just said. Ah, yes. To work together someday,
Harmony, you've spoken enough.
Ahem.
All forces, pull back. This was a losing battle to begin with. We'll let them go. I warned you, Fisher. Once your empathy progresses past a certain degree, the painkillers don't work anymore. You're in this state because of your own extended use of arts. I am patently aware. Oh right, I apologize if I went too far. No, I was just thinking. I didn't expect the venerable Duke of Castor would send a tribally Asher here. I haven't even a clue at which point the Duke's emissary replaced my men. Phew. Did we make it out? Yeah, I don't see anyone giving chase. Let's stop here and check on everyone's injuries. Best to take care of them ASAP. We lost some of our companions. We'll wait here a moment. Some of them got lost in the smoke. Maybe they're still hiding in the woods. You told them you were headed in this direction. If they still remember, they'll come looking. We'll only be stopped for a short while here. It'll be daybreak soon. I won't delay your travels. You can all set your weapons down and rest for the moment. Bagpipe? Reed. So you were the caster in County Hillock. You were the one controlling that fire. I recognized your arts. You turned an entire street to ashes. You would outcast sacrifice yourself for you. You're the leader of Dublin, aren't you? I know this is like an angsty photo, where, of course, Bagpipe looks really, really peeved at Reed, while Reed looks pretty chill. But as terrible as it sounds, the first thing I think of when I see like this kind of pose is, and now kiss. Everyone looks at her, awaiting a response. I mean, I feel like she wouldn't really refute Bagpipe's claims. I think she'd just be honest, like, yeah, I was there. I know I did wrong. I was a puppet leader back then. Like, I won't deny my actions are wrong. Like, it's best to be honest in this situation. She's been asked this question many a time in the past. Each time, she has to try so hard just to hold back the urge to shake her head. But now she remembers the feel of the hay and the taste of the evening breeze.
She remembers a campfire flickering in front of the tents. How it was all its own, nothing like the fire that danced at her spear's tip. She remembers the thick smoke afar that has yet to clear, and the shouts and the cries unrelenting, almost still echoing. Here, she no longer wants to shake her head. I am. In County Hillock, I hope that through death, I'd forever escape my identity. That's why I didn't hide when the Originium bombs came falling. Since being rescued by Rhodes Island, I tried for the sake of my own fate to recover something. That's why I came on this journey, in an attempt to heal some of the scars left by the violence of Dublin. But right this moment, this is my only answer to your question. I am. Am I surprised by Fiona's actions? No. Like, she's being super professional. Like, she waited until all the drama or all the fighting was over to ask. And she just grabbed her by the collar. It's not like she punched her in the face being like, "You bitch!" But no, she asked. She just wanted to hear the answer first before responding. The people who died because of Dublin, the Tyrans. Didn't Dublin deceive them? I would have. Once said that their lives were no more than fuel for Dublin's fire. That for the greater good, to rebel against the injustice all Tyrans face, the fire must burn hot and bright. But after, Outcast saved me, and I retraced the paths I walked. I haven't been able to say that anymore. In reality, some of those deaths had to have been avoidable. I cannot say that every sacrifice was a martyr for Dublin's cause. The Tyrans are all people, each of them living, each of them alive. I remember the mistakes Dublin's made, especially the ones by my own hands. I'll make no attempt to conceal these ugly scars. There's also the Red Steel Guard. The Dublin soldiers trying to take you away here. They're the Duke of Wellington's men. Are you just the Duke's private army? No. Dublin is manipulated by no power, nor should we be. If anything, it'll be the Tyrans who want a peaceful home, a land they can walk freely, one and all. But you're terrified of Dublin. If Dublin truly is what you say, if it fights for the Tyrans, then what is it you're scared of? What am I scared of? Your imagination of Dublin is all well and good, but the fact is, it's filled to the brim with rioters, conspirators, people you can't hold control over. They even threw you of all people away for dead, didn't they? I won't deny that what many see in Dublin's firelight is not a path for the Tyrans, but their own future. I'm sure that as the Victorians laid each brick and stone to build their homeland, they wouldn't have thought it was for Victoria as a whole either. But in the end, the Victorians have a homeland. They can build and tend their lands in peace. Yet when the Tyrans want to live, they bleed rivers for it. I don't want to see anyone bleeding. Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the bleeding. I'm afraid of death. That's why I always wanted to hide. Unthinking, unfeeling, just like a shadow. But does that make things good enough? Why is blood still shed, where I cannot see? Read. Bagpipe, you've been asking me time and time again where I'm taking these Tyrans. Let me ask you now. Is Dublin's dream an unachievable one? Bagpipe rarely ever feels disappointment. It's crossed her mind how her reports will never make it to the right person, and how her friends in arms died meaningless deaths in conflicts long remediated. It's crossed her mind, should she ever come across Dublin again, how she dismantled their plot and protect the innocent citizenry within their grasp. But now, She sees how the County Hillock incident was nothing more than two dukes testing one another, and she sees how lost and stricken the eyes of the Tyrans are, there behind Reed, emerging from the flames of war. She can't say for sure who it is she's disappointed in. She doesn't know if she can still get any answers from Reed. For much the same reason, she can't give Reed's question any reply. Let's go, Chen.
Huh?
My mission's to investigate the truth behind Dublin, and now I've heard it from Dublin's leader herself. And from what it sounds like, Operator Reed will be coming back with us to Rhodes Island for the moment. She's got her own business to take care of, and so do we. I think this is a fine outcome. Like, they need to communicate. Communication is key in any relationship, so the ship is not over. They had the communication, and now Bagpipe has to go on her own journey of self-discovery after hearing that answer. And because she can't answer Reed's question, it's time to go off on a journey. It's like, yeah, I can't answer you just yet. Yeah, time for me to go.
Alright.
And Chen's just there to be the third wheel. I mean, the supportive third wheel.
The wingman, technically. But Bagpipe.
Fionn?
This is for you.
The radio?
You'll be making through the Barrens, won't you? Take this radio with you. You might catch some useful news.
You don't need it anymore?
Haha, the news is always the same old for Tyrans, isn't it? Bagpipe, we really are thankful to you and Jen, and the, Rhodes Island. Thank you for your tents, and for your assistance along the way.
Man, why couldn't I have Fionn join my Rhodes Island instead of the sussy ones?
And, well, farewell.
And yeah, this is a great cliffhanger. Leon Liat, Fionn. The old radio buzzes in Bagpipe's hand. Unconsciously, her grip relaxes ever so slightly. Take care.
Carrie-Anne, Fergal, you and me, just the 8 of us left now. I suppose it's easier to run with fewer of us, haha.
Please check for me. If there's any more clean gauze in the box.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to the NPCs, Fionn would be fun to recruit. And there's also my boy, my chef, my ultimate chef. If only I could have taken him in. Sadness.
Okay, here.
I'll remove the gauze on your wound now. This will hurt.
Hey, Fionn, not so afraid of blood no more? Huh? Oh no, yeah, I've seen so much blood lately. Pointless being scared anymore. Say, Reed, is Bagpipe really just going now? Aren't you two friends?
Perhaps. Come a day we will be, but not for now.
I suppose. I was just thinking. I know you're bound to go our separate ways. But you should have had a proper goodbye with them. Everyone should have had a proper goodbye. Hey, it's Moran!
They see Moran, eyes grasping on the faint light of daybreak, limping in their direction. Held tight in her grip is a broken sword and a blood-soaked bandana. Is that Thelmon? Moran, what happened to her? Shakes head in silence. I'm sorry, I know, you can't have seen. Far away in the woods, remnant fumes from the flames of war still rise gently for the sky. All those who did not come back now lay in the woods, just as Selman does. No one in time to see them in their final moments. The survivors stare in silence at the drifting smoke. I mean, I had a feeling that Selman would probably go eventually during the fights because she's a trooper when it comes to fighting. She would dive straight in, so it makes sense that she'd be one of the ones to go out first. But at the same time, Moran was the biggest surprise. She was terrifying. She probably murdered a few dudes on the way there. I know she stabbed one successfully. The second one she tried, but she's like, "Oh, it's a shame. This blade is too dull." Like, Moran is the one to look out for, not Selman. They all just don't know which way to go. In the Skathana fields in Hillock, in Oak Grove, she has seen fire, great and profuse, be it anywhere. There are those who scheme of war and disaster, vying for power and prestige. She has seen the ordinary soul struggling amidst it all, only to die without rhyme or reason. She raises her hand, and from a Draco's flame, a faintest flower is born. The feel of holding the flame still makes her tremble, pains her insides to no end, but no more does she shut her eyes. For all those who pull themselves up from this land of mud, and the flower floats down and sinks into the wetlands, there to wither without a sound in the mire. Rest in peace. Oh, Susie, you are adorable. Look at how happy she is. She has her nice sweater that her mama made for her. So cute. Boop. But yeah, that's a decent cliffhanger. Plus, ooh, I can farm these. That's good. I need them. I only have 82 left. That's not a lot. I need at least triple digits to be satisfied. When it comes to the amount I farmed. But yeah, I'm debating which image I want to use for a thumbnail now. I would think about it throughout the week. But yay, I'm glad that my Wi-Fi survived. The internet survived. Yo, the storm did not hit yet. Phew. Hopefully tomorrow it's all good though. But with that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and epic gacha luck. I shall go see how it be in the living room right now. I feel like eating some cookies. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. I also gotta update Star Rail. Oh gosh, all the energy that I didn't use because of the maintenance.